Hello and welcome to Business 153 Human Resource Management. My name is Nicole Peters and I'll be your instructor for this course. Now, I'm going to try my best to make this as short of a video as possible, but this is an online 8-week accelerated course, which means we have to cover everything that we would normally cover in 16 weeks. We have to cover it in half the time in only 8 weeks. It's also an online course. There are no virtual meetings, there are no team meetings, and there are no in-person meetings. It's 100% online, which means the students are responsible for teaching themselves the material and are accountable for their learning. My role in this course is to provide lessons for you. I facilitate your learning. I provide those lessons, articles, assignments. I grade those assignments, but at the end of the day, in an online course such as this one, it's the student's responsibility to make sure that they're teaching themselves the material, that they're keeping up with the coursework, and that they're getting those assignments in on time. Now, an online course can be difficult for some, but it's very convenient. And so that's really the trade-off. If a lot of students don't do well in an online course, but it's also very convenient. You don't have to drive in to campus. You don't have to meet weekly meetings. You don't have to meet at a certain time online or virtually. So that's kind of the trade-off. So let's go ahead and see what we can do to be proactive as much as possible. Now, the first thing that you have assignments due on the 11th. Getting started and the course entry quiz. Let's go ahead and take a look at that, and then also module 1 assessment. Again, we have to hit that floor running because this course ends March 4th in just 8 weeks. So in the getting started area, what I've done is I've created a to-do list for you, a step-by-step process for you to be successful. It is worth points. There are 2 assignments in the getting started. Think of it as your orientation to the course. Now, the course entry quiz is the first thing that you need to do. Please take that by the 11th. Failure to do so will result in you being withdrawn from the course with the loss of partial tuition. Now, this is not my policy. This is a college-wide policy. Just take that course entry quiz. It does not count toward your grade. Just take it and get it over with. And then once you get that over with, you can continue on with the getting started with all the different steps. Now, as you work down the getting started, please note that this should take you only about an hour to complete. There is a lot of great information in here. Please take the time to go through it all and read it. I've probably spent hours putting this information, and it's very frustrating when students don't complete this and don't read it. And then they have a hard time being successful because they're not quite sure what's expected of them. Well, that's why we have these different, the getting started area. There's also the syllabus in the course resources and the course schedule. I'm not going to go through this with you. I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible, this video, but I will tell you, please check out the course resources. I need you to read that syllabus and look at the course schedule. The course schedule is a to-do list of all of your due dates, and the syllabus, it's about 8 or 9 pages in length. It could be a little bit overwhelming, but I assure you there's a lot of great information in there. It talks about the attendance policy. What happens when you miss assignments and how I withdraw you? There's attendance, there's late work, there's all sorts of things in there that really define how I run the class. And so it's important for you to read that syllabus. And I will also know if you read that syllabus because there are reports that tell me who's read it and who hasn't. Just like any sort of software system, I can run a report and see where students are spending their time, if they're logging into Blackboard, when they're logging in, how long are they staying in Blackboard, things like that. And so I'm going to go ahead and ask you to read that syllabus. Continue on with all the different steps. You have a getting started discussion board, and then you also have a quiz. Now, the quiz has unlimited attempts with no time limit, and it just goes through all the different things that you would have gone through in all the steps above. Now, once you've completed that, it's time for lessons. So you find the lessons over here to the left. You go through all of this information. Here's the first week. You have, again, that to-do list, the course entry quiz, the getting started, and then module 1, which is located right here. Now, if you have questions about Waymaker, the software, the textbook, you will find that in your course resources. In the getting started, there's actually an area where you cover this information in your getting started. Go ahead and go through that. But if you have questions, you can find information over here, ebook and Waymaker. I have created videos in there as well. So in the lessons, you have a study plan for the modules and an assessment. Each of these are worth points. Go ahead and read this information. It's pretty self-explanatory once you read through it. Please reach out if you have any questions at any time, and I wish you the best of luck this semester. Great. Thank you so much.